Okay, so this video is just going to explain an application or an app for your smartphone called Duolingo. It's Duolingo. It's for learning any European or world language in a formulated game type scenario whereby you go through various levels and increment points as your linguistic competency grows for grammar and basic vocabulary. This application is good because when learning a foreign language, learning lists of vocabulary and isolated grammar rules only get you so far, and you need a teacher to explain how they link together in a puzzle format. However, with Duolingo, you would construct the sentences bit by bit towards you realizing making your own sentences once you actually engage with a native speaker or use German yourself in the classroom. I mentioned German. I'm a German teacher and a Spanish teacher, so we're going to jump in and start with the German application. So I'm going to open it. You see it already has 5 stars, so it's pretty good. So once you select German, it'll ask you, are you a beginner or not a beginner? If you're in senior cycle, not a beginner, see where you would go. It goes through a few kind of like rudimentary vocabulary questions and grammar questions, and to try and puzzle the language together to see where you should be. If you're a first year, you select start at beginners. So again, in a very lesson format, it just goes through man, Frau, Junge, ich bin, eine. So basically they're man, woman, child, and I am, and the indefinite article. Then it just goes along various words and pronouns and various grammar parts. So there's 3 parts of this lesson, so we'll just go through. So start. Okay, you see it's very approachable, it's very easy. Which of these is man? Okay, so very obvious, click on the picture of the man, check, you're correct. So again, positive feedback, and there's an option for reporting there if you're using it in conjunction with another person. Okay, so let's continue. Which of these is a woman? Frau. Good. You're correct. Which of these is a boy? Junge. Correct. So you see how easy it is. So ein Mann, translate what she said. Okay, so you basically take the puzzle pieces from below and just click them in. So a man, check. Correct. Okay, so I like the way that there's feedback given the whole time. Because other applications just wait till the end and you just get a kind of a aggregated formative score. So eine Frau, a woman. If you're in my German class, you would know that all masculine nouns or neuter nouns will be ein, ein, and feminine nouns, ones would take die, are eine. Ich bin eine Junge. So I am a boy. So we all know from English. Oh, apologies. Okay, I am. Okay, correct? Let's go on. So again, just testing your knowledge. Ich bin, ein for der words or das words. In this case, it's der Mann, or eine for a female or die words. So in this case, it's ein. Okay? And just select the right one. So check. It gives you the translation and tells you it's correct. For those in senior cycle who want to know why it's not ich habe einen Mann, because you normally use the accusative case when you're talking about a man. When you're using bin or the verb sein, like ich bin or werden, ich werde, or heißen, ich heiße, it's called the predicative nominative, whereby you always use the nominative case. But that's only for senior cycle students, so for anybody else, just please ignore what I just said. Okay, continue. Ich bin eine Frau. I am a woman. Correct. So again, a man, ein Mann. So see, it's very easy. It goes through the same type of basic lesson in multiple formats, just so that you the user or the learner would be quite comfortable iterating what was learned. So another format, how do you say am? Bin. Well, we all know ich bin, I am. Okay, how do you say I? Ich. Okay, woman, Frau. Correct. Man. Note that the word before you saw that Mädchen, that's girl. Mädchen, girl. Okay? Translate what he said, man. So again, we're going through the same lesson. First pictorially, second with a word puzzle, third with doing a basic translation from one language to another, and now we're doing the same translation from again one language to another, from German to English, English to German. So what did he say? He said man. So let me just change my dictionary to German. So in the keyboard settings, you can have multiple dictionaries. So for example, with the world symbol here, you can have whatever dictionaries you want to use depending on what language you're using. So MANN, man, go, correct. The grading lessons. Lesson complete. Okay. 1 day streak, just something silly, something nice. Actually, say that you met your daily goal. Okay, and let's continue. Okay, so one lesson, one done. Lesson two. We'll just, again, because it's more or less the same, we'll just fire through these because I want to get to level 2 and just to show you that it's not complex for any languages, and it iterates learning that may have been done in previous classes. A girl. Okay, Mädchen. Check. Good. Okay, ein Kind. A child. Ein Kind. A child. Ein Mädchen und eine Frau. So a girl and a woman. Okay, so again, very simple. Each lesson builds on the previous lesson, only brings in a couple of extra pieces of vocabulary. It practices them in various formats, and it just makes sure that you know what you're doing. So, du bist, you are. So we learn ich bin, I am, du bist. So we're going slowly along. Du bist eine Junge. Okay, a child. Ein Kind, we had that in the last one. Oops. Okay, yeah, I made a mistake. Look, correct solution, ein Kind. So therefore, likewise, if you make a mistake, it doesn't wait till the end to report feedback. It tells you automatically what the error is. Okay, and there's an option there if you want to share and report, depending if you're with other persons. So tap the pairs. Okay, so again, very easy, very fun. This app breaks up monotonous kind of like learning of any kind. Okay, so man. Okay, bist, are, und, and. We say Junge. I'll make a mistake here and say bin. Okay, highlights in red, it's wrong. Junge, boy. And bin, am. Okay, correct, fantastic. Move on. Du bist eine Junge. Okay, so obviously I know that as a German speaker, but if I didn't, because I went through a couple of examples previously, it makes it easy to recall my short-term memory. So a woman and a man. Correct? Okay. Du bist ein Mann. You are a man. Super. A girl. Ein Mädchen. Ein Mädchen. Okay. So this is an audio one, so we'll see how this works, okay? Type what she says. Is she going to say anything? Hello? I'm waiting on you. Okay, so this video is a second part of the Duolingo Useful German. Just going through the structure whereby I showed you how the various components of German are learned from one lesson to another, and how each lesson builds upon each or the prior lesson's learning via multiple exercises. Once you've gone through the basics one, and to show the structure going through, it focuses on the use of the articles, basics, phrases, accusative case, which is quite important in German, introduction, talking about yourself, food and animals, and then you have a self-test again, which is good just to test how well you're getting on, and then plurals, adjectives, and negation, which is kind of saying I don't have any animals or I don't play football. Questions, present tense, clothing, nature. Again, tests. Again, pronouns, adverbs. Again, all of this stuff, for example, accusative pronouns, house, conjunctions, people. Again, it all reads like a table of contents from a grammar book or your German book. However, when you're going through them slowly, bit by bit, in the type of lesson format that I showed you from the first video, you don't really notice you're learning as much, and then after a couple of uses, when you get to, for example, here for clothing, for example, you don't realize how much you've learned, and you don't realize that you've actually sat down and actually learned German in a very formative classroom way, because in the very same way as if you were to play, I know, Pokemon, or the same way as if we were to play like Mario or something like that, you don't notice the time passing by. So in a very quick, short time phrase, you can kind of see all the stuff that's actually done there. So there's actually quite a lot, and it's very, very thought out. So if you were to commit to it, you would get an awful lot out of it. And it serves good as a revision tool, and it's good for your own learning and stuff like that. Now, as I said, this is German. They're available in French, Spanish, Italian, Japanese, Chinese, English, Romanian, kind of like Polish, Russian, and I think there's an Irish one as well. Again, they are quite good. See, so for example, here we get the politics part too. That's a culture in the world, a little bit advanced, but again, I say once you commit to it bit by bit, you won't realize how much you're actually doing until you actually have it done. So